Hey, I am live. Thank you so much. I can see there's two people watching already. Many thanks. So end of the week. For some of you, I think there may be somebody from New Zealand, in which case it's the start of your weekend. So every Friday and every Wednesday at 2, I'm doing a live session, and I hope it's just really nice to feel that you're with somebody else at this moment in time. It could be across the world, but we're all in this lockdown together. All of these sessions are very much devoted to my colleagues who work in UCH in a hospital. And I'm thinking of all key workers. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Um, I'm really trying to offer this as a place to maybe come and get absorbed, forget about that for a little bit. And I think through doing something that can really help to give a break. So I hope that origami is going to inspire you. I'm going to be sharing just how much I love it. It gives this adventure. Every step is a sort of surprise. It will take you somewhere special. I think actually of origami almost as a choreography. It's like a little dance of your fingers and of your mind. And oh, hello, Kate. Lovely to see you. And hello, David, as well. Fantastic. It's so nice to know that there are people there. It makes actually a huge difference. I really appreciate your messages. Thank you. I thought this week I will share with you a rabbit. I don't normally do animal-y things, but I have to say I've really enjoyed this rabbit. So hopefully it'll be something really special. It's kind of seasonal. We'll make one that's about this size using A4 or letter paper. I've then started making little tiny ones. I really recommend making little ones. They're so kind of expressive and beautiful. So hopefully you'll really enjoy making this rabbit. I'll try and go nice and slowly, and just send me messages if it's not making sense. You want me to explain a bit more, and that way it's a little bit more interactive as well. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. So I hope this can be a place where you can come and relax, get absorbed, make something really special that will help to just lift your spirits, lift your mood, and something that you can feel chuffed that you actually did it yourself. And I hope by being here in this time, it will encourage you. So I've been just talking a little bit just to help while people are arriving, because most of us never quite fully on time. So yeah, I'm gonna dig out my board. I always like something to press on. It's good to be comfortable. And each time I'm also going to show you just using, oh, Fiona, lovely to have you join us. Excellent, you've got some coloured paper. Well, it depends if you want a coloured rabbit. I think a white rabbit's quite nice in this case, but I think coloured paper will be really lovely for you to make all sorts of special things. Hurrah, it's arrived. So each time I'm going to show just from normal paper, just purely to be able to help you build up confidence that you can use any paper that you want. And I can show you how to make a square. I'm not even using scissors, so I'm making it as accessible as possible. Right, so we're going to be making a rabbit. Actually, next week, I think I've decided, our next one will be making a little cute chick. That will be our next one, because I'm thinking of baby birds. So that will be next week. So I'm just going to grab a piece of paper, and then I'm going to direct it down. So just normal paper, and join me. So hopefully you've got your piece of paper. Get it lined up. Here goes. So as I normally say, I think with origami, the importance is being really nice and exact. So I'm just going to take my corner, and I'm going to line it up with the other edge, like so. There we go. Nice and exact. Take your time. It's part of the joy. There we go. So I'm just doing a line, and actually we're going to use this line, so it's all going to be useful. So do your nice diagonal there. And because we're starting without the square, we need to get rid of this strip. So if you turn it over, and then you can get rid of this strip by simply pulling it back and lining it up. Hopefully you can see what's going on there. I'm doing this each time, but it'll get easier and easier. Origami gets more and more automatic. Brilliant. Hurrah. There we go. So I've done a nice strong line, and we could just, because it's a good strong line, then you can rip it. It's a nice sound, isn't it? That's it. Or you might already have your square, Fiona. That's great. There we go. Okay. So we've got a diagonal. Now if we add in the other diagonal, so this rabbit, I have not designed any of these pieces of origami. It's very much in admiration and wonder as to what others have discovered. So in this case, this is Kasahara, who's created this rabbit design, which I think is brilliant. There we go. And it's just because of people being so kind that they're sharing their discoveries. And I think that's the very best of human nature, isn't it? When we find lovely things and we want to share it with others, and it gets passed on and it continues to be enjoyed. So it's a very generous act to share what you've found, and it gives a lot of pleasure. So hopefully you've got your two diagonals there. Now keep it the same way round, and if you take the edge and if you fold it to the very middle, so whether the lighting's not quite as good in the evening, I hope you can see what I'm doing, but basically aim towards the middle there. So you're bringing the sides into the middle. So you'll see later on, I've also pre-recorded, but I think it's really nice that we're doing it here together at this time. So I've done one side, and then if you can take the other side and get it to meet, like so, into the middle. So it's like a little pair of curtains. I'm doing nice big white pieces of paper so you can see it. There we go. Yeah. Thanks for joining, David. I'm sure you know this design well. It's lovely to have you here as well. Brilliant. So it should look like that. Open it up, and if you do the same thing the other way round. So again, take the side and bring it to the middle. And actually, we've already had lots of people looking at the rabbit video I've done, which is amazing. So I've already seen pictures from others making rabbits. It's been a nice rabbity week. And actually, I think the animals have a lot more, they're a little bit different. I tend to be more into the geometric shapes, but there's actually a lot less variation, whereas with animals, there's a lot more kind of expression. So your rabbit will definitely be unique. And I can see that lovely expression there. There we go. So hopefully yours looks like that. So if you keep it like this, and what we'll do is at the side, I want you to sort of press in, really. I think how to explain that. There's a sort of a line there. And what I want to do is bring it up. Do you see? Sometimes it's really hard to think how to explain this in words. So I'm sort of tucking in the sides and bringing it up. There's a triangle there. All these things are very sort of practical. It's about how materials work. Ah, it's called a cupboard door fold. Oh, thank you. Thank you, David. Brilliant. Cupboard door. Yeah, so we're kind of pushing on the door at the side here. And bringing it up. I'm afraid all these things, it requires you just to fiddle around until it looks the same. I've learnt mostly through YouTube videos. I find the diagrams pretty hard actually, but in some ways that's hopefully quite good for explaining, though I may not be doing the best job here. But it's all three-dimensional, so it's very, very hard for people to draw these things. But actually, David's done a very good job, I have to say. He's managed to do this. Oh, I'm fiddling around here. But in essence, you should have it like that. So it's a sort of almost a square at an angle. Is yours looking like this? I really hope so. Again, I'm trying to go slowly because although I can't see you, hopefully I'll gear from the comments. So these will become ears at the top. Mine's not terribly accurate, but that's okay. So probably the easiest way to explain is have these ears up and tilt the body around like that, so that these are at the top. Or maybe if I do it again. So it would have been like this. And then tilts the body down so that we get these up here. Are you all following? Are you all at this stage? Do I need to explain any more? Yep. So we've got those ears at the top. Right, your next step, I hope you're at this point, is turn it over, and we're going to sort of tighten up the ears in a way. So from where they are, I want you to fold it in a straight line. Sorry, I'll just have to lean it down for a moment, but in essence, so far so good. Good, well done, Kate, excellent. That's good, great to hear. It's great to have you here. There we go. So from the side, I'm folding it up in a straight line. And pressing down is a bit easier. I'm trying to show you and doing it upside down. There we go. And it's the same on the other side. So again, keeping it in a nice straight line. Again, I'm going to pop it down the surface for myself because it's much easier that way. I really like this rabbit fold. There we go. Does yours look like this? I hope so. All right. So I'm presuming you're keeping up, but do shout if you're not. So next step is to turn it over again. And here is its little face and its ears again. So it's almost a bit like a flat rabbit. I want you to again to sort of tilt it back. So it's there. Tilt it back so that the head's sticking up. I go again show you. I think I have a lopsided rabbit. Oh, don't worry, Fiona, that's what makes it gorgeous and lovable. It will be unique. My ears are a little bit off, but it's fine. Consider this a first draft as well, I always think. So yeah, so we've got the little face here. So if you tip that up so it sticks up, and where it's sticking up, we can give it a little nose. So if you take the top of it and if you fold it down, can you see? I've just given a little nose there. So hopefully that's worked on that side. Then if you turn it to the other side, I'm also a little bit lopsided too. You know, it's one of those, it is a Friday night. That's it. So this is the other side. I think this sorts it's called a loppet. Yes, it is quite a loppet. It is. That's very appropriate, isn't it? That's true, David. Thank you. So if we can, you've got a sort of almost like a squashed rabbit. We don't want that. We're going to make it three-dimensional. So if you take it as it is and fold it in half, you're going to make it a bit more 3D. Can you see? And actually the nose has stayed tucked in like that. And it's reminding me more of a hare at this point. It's kind of quite nice and sleek. Can you see? I hope yours is looking like this. So the ears at the top. Right, the moment the head is lying exactly in with the body, we want it to stick up a bit. So if you take the ears, this is how I do it anyway, and bring it up a little bit. Can you see it's looking more of a rabbit shape? And then you should be able to just sort of press on the sides, the position you want. So I think that's the position I like. And then you should be able to press on the sides and it keeps then the head sticking up. Did that work for you? So it was lying down and I pulled up those ears to a position I liked. And then I squeezed at the side there. And that should be working. There we go. Right, so you've got what already looks like a nice rabbity head, but we need it to be a bit more of a body. At the moment it's flat. So the way to do that is you've got the body here, you've got this top corner. I want you to fold it over and aim for the rabbit's cheek about there. Can you see? Aiming for the rabbit's cheek. Hold it on the cheek there and then squeeze that line at the back. You can see how these things are quite hard in diagrams, really, can't you? And in a way, the film here is flat, so it is quite hard at times, giving a feeling of the dimensions. But I put that on the cheek, squeezing at the back there. That's right. So next, we sort of want to tuck this slot away. So if we go, I'm going to take it so you're looking at the back of the rabbit. And if you open it up at the back, then you should just be able to push it all in, and it should go naturally along the line that you've just given it. Can you see? Well, hopefully. I mean, already, actually, you could use it as a rabbit. So you've pretty much already done it, but we could make it even better, I think. But I hope yours is looking like this. Just wondering if you can see it well enough. There we go. So we could, if you're up for it, I recommend giving it a go. We can make these legs look a little bit more pointy. At the moment, it's completely flat. We can get those a little bit better. So we can sort of make it so it's more of an angle like that. So to do that, if you're looking here from the front and you're opening it up, there's a sort of a V shape in there. I'm pulling the middle in. Can you show this last bit again? Oh, can you go back to the tucking in? Right, yes. Thank you, Fiona. Right. So it was like this, wasn't it? I hope, Fiona, that makes sense. And I took the body and I aimed it towards the cheek and I held it on the cheek and I pressed at the back. And then we're going to open up from the back. There's loads of layers in there. So if you open it up and you simply sort of push it, it should just naturally tuck in because you've already given the line. Did that work for you now? Fiona, Kate, did that make sense? I'm hoping it did. Hoping you got that there. Now you could keep the legs as they are like this. It would still work. Brilliant. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad that worked, Fiona. But I might as well show you how you can make them a bit more elegant still. So we might as well give it a go. Right. It involves. Oh, it helps if you make the crease really sharp. Thanks. Thanks, David. I'm still learning all the time. Brilliant. Yeah, and we could have folded it one way and then back the other to make it stronger, but I thought it might confuse. So there we go. So we can make it a little bit more pointy, the feet. If it doesn't work for you, this doesn't matter actually. So I'm looking at it from head on. It's kind of strange because I'm looking at the computer screen to try to show you what's going on. But this V, I'm going to, with the V, try to bring it down a bit until I get to a point there. Gosh, it's not the easiest thing to show, is it? But can you see it's made it? So it's normally like this, but if you bring the middle down, you can aim to make a point. Most of these things are yourself fiddling around, I'd recommend. I think origami is all about being brave, to try things, do it in a playful way, and you'll get there. And it also doesn't matter that much either. So if you find that the feet aren't happening in this way, I've just added an extra sort of V inside there, and it makes the feet a little bit more pointy, but it's not necessary. This is just adding a little bit of extra. Oh, what's going on there? There we go. Can you see I've made some nice little pointy feet? Great. Oh, good. Yep, Kate, so it's working for you. I'm glad. Lovely. Great. So next, I reckon we can give it a tail. Well, a sort of indentation where the tail would be. So this, I think, is the area which would be the tail. So if you take it and just fold it over like that, then a little bit like would this be a cupboard fold as well, David? I don't know. Going to open it up, and then at the back, that line will help give you where to fold in. So basically pushing it in. And not sure I got the feet bit. Don't worry, Kate, you don't need it to be pointed. I was attempting to show, but it's... So what I did there was I folded it over, opened it up, and then pushed it in. And it's like a little V. It's like tucking it away. Inside reverse. Yes, exactly. Couldn't have put it better. There we go. So that's sort of the tail. If you want to as well, you could round this off a bit as well. Again, not needed, but just if you're getting into trying to get it as more realistic than you can. So these, again, I'm folding a little bit there. So I've just taken it and I'm just softening it really. So I've bent it there, opening it up. Again, if you find this isn't working, it doesn't matter at all. I'm just showing these extra little steps. And then you can push that in, and all it's done is it's slightly softened this line. It's a bit hard to see with this line. I'm just going to do the same thing here. So it's just sharp and angular, and it's a way you can soften that. So taking that corner, folding it up, and then opening it up and pushing it in. Like so. And as I said, doesn't matter if it isn't happening for you. It's fine, but it's just rounded off the back. We're almost there. So I think the last thing to do is simply playing with the ears a bit. So the ears are already there, but you can push them down a bit. And I think these difference of angles look really cute. And then I would recommend putting your finger in a bit to open up the ears. Like so. And that should be your rabbit. As I said, I think they look even better smaller actually, because somehow the paper starts to give a bit more presence to it. So I do like them really little. And you'll see I've also pre-recorded one of these, so you can go through that. And I think I've also included a link to someone else's YouTube video. But I thought it's just nice to do some live folds together, to be together at this time and find some comfort in the simplest and the most amazing thing of paper, and a lot of people who have cared and have passed on their amazing discoveries and the joy it brings. If you have two colour paper, the inside of the ears can be a different colour. Oh, that's cool. So if you had the pink, you could do some nice little pink ears in there, couldn't you? So actually, so Fiona, your coloured papers might be good. You could have rabbits with those ears that are different inside. So I hope that's right for you. And I've certainly really enjoyed this rabbit. And as I said, I think the next one will be the chick, because I don't know about you, but I've been so much like listening and looking at the birds at this time without seeing so many people. It feels like the birds are all like really cheeping, and just watching birds gathering little bits of straw for nests. This is time for chicks soon. So I think that'll be a nice one to do next. So I hope that's helped give you some relaxation, and and thank you so much to the people who work in hospitals particularly. Thank you hugely. Thank you doesn't feel enough, but we're all thinking of you so much and staying at home to try to support as much as we can. We really appreciate it. Oh, thanks, David. That's very kind. It's very strange because I love chatting and being with somebody, and I feel like I'm just chatting to myself on a screen, but I'm trying to imagine you. And I know when I've seen other people present themselves, it's just nice to see another person, isn't it? I think we're missing each other a lot. So I hope it's helped. And consider me a place that's always there every Wednesday at 2, every Friday at 8, and a different fold each week. So it's just some variety and a nice little positive focus during your week for relaxation and to bring little seasonal elements as well. Excellent. So you got there, Kate. Fantastic. I'm so glad that you've all got there. I think actually, if anything, origami is very much about trying to understand the principles of how it works. And there's something wonderful about that. It's not so much just instructions, it's about understanding. And it's an amazing thing. The thing I've been doing today, actually, you're welcome, Fiona. I've been having a go at this one, which is designed by Tomoka Fuse. I'm still going to figure out how to seal it up. It's not the easiest one, but I'm always challenging myself as well. So these are the slightly more geometrical ones. Yeah. So I hope you can all have a rest, look after yourselves, how you feel, whatever you're doing is really important. So do make sure you look after yourself. Okay, take care, everyone. Lovely to kind of see you all. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.